Hi, everyone. Marie Gervais here from Shift Management. And today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that is in the front of just about everybody's minds, and it's about how to stay current and how to stay employable. Because as things change and the world continues to advance, you want to make sure that you do not become redundant and that your skills stay cutting edge. Now, how do you do that when you're spending all your time working? That's a good question. And so that's something that I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to give you 4 strategies, 4 incredibly simple and unexpected strategies that can help you stay current and employable in your field. Now, this is also good for developing your leadership and for making sure that you are not somebody who ends up being the dinosaur because you're the manager and you're too busy. So let me start with a little bit of a story, and that is currently I'm working with a group of Syrian refugees who have recently come to Canada. They came with no English skills and they have low literacy skills, and they worked mostly in rural areas, and so they're having to find jobs in a way that they have never had to do before, and they have a lot of obstacles and things against them, but they're a lovely group to work with. They're way friendly, open, willing to learn, willing to try new things, willing to practice stuff, and it's really great to work with them. So I'm teaching them one of the 4 strategies that I'm going to teach you today. So you get them in like 10 or 15 minutes, and you could use them immediately. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a story about how I'm helping them develop the first one, and that might help you to develop your own, and also to be grateful for all the skills and all the advantages and opportunities you already have that you may not be using to their full advantage. So here are the 4 things. The first one is about networking, which you may be surprised at. You're thinking, why are we talking about networking when we're talking about staying current and professional development? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because people learn 90% of what they know about work from somebody they listened to, somebody that they listened to that was on the job, or a colleague that they associated with over time in some way, shape, or form. And so that's how we're doing most of our learning. And so you want to take advantage of that. And one way you can do that is to think about people in different groups that you belong to, and how can you connect with people in those groups that you admire. So people that you can learn something from. What we're telling the Syrian group is to think about people in their English language classes who already have work. So then they're going to talk to them and say, so how did you find the job? What could I learn from this? What's your special strategy that you figured out from it? Is this a way that I could apply, or is there a way I can connect? So then they're going to learn something about getting work from somebody who's recently found work, which is very useful. Now, we also tried to figure out quickly what other groups they have. And they say, well, we don't have any because we're new, but they do have some. And one of them is other Arabic speakers, because they all speak Arabic. Another group is people that are connected to their families that they meet. Another group is people they meet at the mosque. And then the other group is people they're meeting in the job search program. So all of those people can help them to find somebody that's going to give them more knowledge about the field and the market. Okay, now I'm going to move on to how you can do this. So think about who you know, what groups you belong to, and the people you admire because they have some kind of success in that group. And then you want to connect with those people and ask them to share some of their secret sauce. People are usually pretty flattered, and they don't often get that opportunity to do it. So you're going to be doing them a favor as well as them doing you a favor. Second thing you can do to stay current in your field and employable is to look for a mentor in your workplace. Now, people often think, oh, there's nobody in my workplace who I'd want to be a mentor because, they're not like high up there like I think a mentor should be. They're people who, they make mistakes, or they're frustrating, or they irritate me, or maybe people in my workplace, I can't learn anything from them. I'm sure I can't. Well, that's not true. You can learn what you don't want to do. You can learn approaches you want to avoid, and you can also learn things that can be very valuable even from people you don't particularly like. So the way to do that is to approach someone that you think has become accomplished in some way and ask them if they wouldn't mind mentoring you for a little bit of time so that you can learn from them. Now, that's another thing people rarely get asked to do, and when they do, they're usually pretty flattered by it. So I actually have a friend who came from China as an accountant. She had to redo everything, start from scratch, and she's become very highly placed in a specialized area of accounting. And the way she did that was she started out with her first job by being really careful about what she was learning and thinking, who can I learn from at this workplace? And she finally decided the best person for her to learn from would be the owner of this small construction company. And she got his attention by first cleaning up a problem that they had, which was their receivables. They were not very good at collecting them. And so she got really good at it and developed a system and showed him how much money she'd saved the company. So he was all ears. And at that point, she said, I would really like to have you as a mentor, if you wouldn't mind meeting with me for 15 minutes every couple of weeks and sharing some of how you became successful in your field and how you ended up being the owner of this company and what you've learned. I would really appreciate it. Well, he loved that. She learned a ton of stuff. She was able to move up to her next job in a different company, and he remained her friend, gave her reference letters, and has hired all of her accounting friends at his company because he liked her work so well. So that's something that you can keep in mind. Look for a mentor. And the mentor, it may not be obvious. So look for someone you are sure you can learn something from, whether or not you like that person. And that's your second tip. The third tip is to listen to podcasts. Podcasts are free. They're put together by people who are way passionate about the topic, who spend hours researching the topic, who interview people at the top of the field. And you get to hear all those people and learn all that stuff for free. Like, why would you not do this? So you just go onto your phone, either Android or iPhone, and you look for the podcasts app, and then you just search podcasts in the area that you're interested in and see what's there, and then subscribe to the ones that you like, and you can learn a ton of stuff. I subscribe to a whole bunch of online marketing podcasts, and I must have listened to maybe 1,000 hours of online marketing stuff. And I learned so much without even realizing it, just from listening while I was driving or listening while I was doing the dishes. But when I was interviewing a company that I was thinking of hiring for a project for marketing, I realized I knew more about social media marketing than they did. Of course, I didn't hire that particular company, but it was kind of a shock to me. And I thought, whoa, this is crazy. That's how much I learned from listening to podcasts. And you can do the same thing. Fourth thing is to take online courses. Online courses range from academic courses at university to little collections of videos that somebody has put together, say, for how to collect cars in a certain area. And it can be watching a series of YouTubes on a particular topic. It can be belonging to a LinkedIn group. That's all online learning. It can be joining a Twitter chat and finding out what people are posting on that particular topic using a hashtag. All of that's online learning. And of course, I like online learning courses because that's what we do at Shift. So we have some courses that are really great because they're for busy professionals that have just a few minutes a day to do stuff. So one of those courses is called Quick Study Manager Builder. And we have a free way for you to get into it because I'm all about doing stuff free first to see if it suits you. And the free way is to go to store.shiftworkplace.com. So that's store.shiftworkplace.com. And then look for the Quick Study Sampler, which is about how to communicate with your boss. And experiencing that sampler is really fun. You can join a 5-day challenge, and you can join our Facebook group called Savvy Supervisors. And then you get to learn from the community, you get support, you get live Facebooks that are only posted in that group, so nobody else gets to see them but you. And you get ongoing support from the community and from the instructor, and you get a chance to see what it's like to be in one of these mini courses. And if you like it, well, then you can subscribe. And if you don't like it, well, you haven't lost anything. So I suggest you give it a try. Now, let's just recap again with what I wanted to share with you today. There are many ways that you can learn to stay current, and you should be doing this all the time, because if you don't, you could become redundant. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to be the person they think of as, this person adds no value to our organization. We don't really need them. So you want to become really valuable to the company by continuing to learn. And 4 ways that I suggest you do it, which are unusual. People don't usually think of learning in this way. First one is by networking with groups. Looking inside the groups that you already naturally are associated with. Find someone you admire in that group and ask them to share some of their secret sauce with you. Second thing you can do is to look for a mentor in your workplace who is willing to share their career success with you. And then you stay current. You learn all sorts of interesting things from doing that. Third thing you can do is listen to podcasts. Way easy, way free. And if you like them, you can also move on to audio books, which is another great way to learn. You have to pay for it, but it's not bad. And there are also lots of free audiobooks out there. And fourth thing you can do is to take online courses and do online learning. If you're not going to take a course, you can do online learning by looking at a series of professional YouTubes, joining a Twitter group, belonging to a mastermind community or something like that. And then, best of all, you could try our quick study sampler free course about communicating with your boss and see if you like learning in this way in an online course. Give it a shot and see what you think. And send us an email at info@shiftworkplace to let us know how you like it. So looking forward to connecting with you again. And that's the special staying current topic for this week. Have a great week. Marie Gervais signing off with Shift Management.